Hi everyone, welcome back to a new video, and today we're going to just have a quick little talk about what Sony dropped over the past week. News that we're going to be getting the PlayStation VR2, which I'm very excited about and also might possibly sway me into getting a PS5. I've not upgraded it to next gen yet, mostly because there's just no games. There's just no games for this current new gen that are screaming for me to buy them. I've played the new Xbox. My friend's got the new Xbox. I've played Forza on there, played some of the new Halo, and the thing that's driving me towards Xbox is the Game Pass, for the fact that you can just play tons and tons of games, whereas I'm leaning towards Sony because I really like the haptic feedback on the control pad, and I've been playing PlayStation since the first one. I've got all the consoles up until the PS4. I don't have the PS4 Pro. My base PS4 is pretty much just about surviving, even though it does sound like just a fighter jet taking off a lot of the time. So I'm wringing out what the best I can out of it, and there's still a big back catalogue of games that I'm playing on the PlayStation. I've still got quite a lot of the Yakuza series to finish off, so I'm biding my time until next gen, but this might bring me towards it. My friend had the original PlayStation VR, and I enjoyed it loads. Whenever I was around there, I was like, can I play some games? And it was always like, play some Beat Saber, play the Batman Experience, or whatever demos there were. There were the Iron Man tech demo type thing, which was quite fun to play, even though the controls were a little bit weird. But I always enjoyed the experience of the PlayStation VR. The thing that held me back from buying my own version was there was nothing that was like a full game, other than like Skyrim or being able to play Resident Evil through it. There was no like full game immersive experiences. Everything felt like a demo, and it was always a tech demo and showing off potentially what can be. And I'm hoping with this announcement, which we'll go through, of getting the PS5 VR, the VR2 for the PlayStation 5, I'm hoping that this might propel more studios to make full game experiences. I'm not talking like, nothing has to be like Skyrim level where it's, 30, 40, 50 hours of games, but something that at least is worthy of putting down the amount of money that they'll be asking. So we'll just look at the tech from the announcement. So the announcement was Horizon Call of the Mountain from Guerrilla and Fire Sprite revealed for PS5 VR2. I've got that here. We're going to look at that after we just go through some of the text, because I think it's from Horizon Zero Dawn. I think it's either a spin-off or something within that world. I'm not sure. We'll look. But yes, we got an official announcement. It was on a few tech sites, but I thought I'd pull it up from Sony. So we can see here the visual fidelity. We're getting high fidelity visual experience. PS VR2 offers 4K HDR, which is great, because that's one of the things that would sometimes bring me out of the experience, was just how low quality, what we can say, because I have played some of the other VR headsets out there, the HTR Vive and the Oculus. I can't remember which version of the Oculus it was, but I've tested and played different versions of that, like PC-based ones as well. And the fidelity of the PlayStation, it was lacking and would sometimes bring you out of that immersion, because you could see a little bit of fuzziness, and maybe sometimes just the draw distance just felt like the power wasn't quite there. So we're getting a 110-degree field of view, which is good, because it just means we get more of a wider view in his peripheral. We don't get as much of the sort of doors, so you feel like you're in a headset. The wider it is, when you turn your head, you won't see any of the sort of edges as much. Fortified rendering, which sounds great. OLED display, great, because you get crispiness, and you also get the sort of fluidness within the color ranges of an OLED. Players can expect display resolutions of 2000 by 2000. So it's basically what they're saying by 4K is you're getting just over 2K per eye. Smooth frame rates of 90 to 100. That'd be great, because that'll take down some of the motion sickness that some people might get. So the more fluid it is and the less choppy some things are. I remember some experiences that I did play. I think it might be in the Dying Light. Is it Dying Light? One of the horror games. and sometimes that when it was moving around, it felt a bit choppy and chunky. So the more fluid it is, the more lifelike and real it is. Headset-based control tracking with inside-out tracking. VR2 tracks you and your controller through integrated cameras embedded in the VR headset. So that feels like it's taking more of the cues from some of the more modern displays, headsets that came out after. I think the HTC one and the newer Oculus, I think they have things inside them that control, so you don't have to put cameras in and around your room as much. There'll probably still be with something on top of your TV, but maybe you don't have to dedicate an entire room to being able to track things. Your movements or directions you look are reflected in game without any need for an external camera. Oh, okay, I'm talking shite. So there isn't. That's great. That's great. New sensory features. VR2 Sense technology combines eye tracking. Ooh, that's cool. That's different. That's different. I don't think I've read that in any of the other VR things out there. Eye tracking. That's good because that means you might not have to move your head as much. You might be able to look around and it'll render things for you. That's starting to feel a bit more like Sword Art Online, where it's actually displaying things straight into your retinas rather than on a screen. Like it feels like we're getting that futuristic. Headset feedback. Oh, so we're going to get like so we'll be getting motion within the controllers. I think I did see the patents for the new sticks. We're not going to have them move things with the balls on. It's going to be more like what we get for the other VR stuff out there. I think with the sort of the cone on top and more tracking on your hands. That's good. So immersive feedback. So we might get some rumbles and stuff on the headset, which could be good because if they've got them planted around the head, then you could feel things at the back of your head. It could also be like you get the surround sound, but then you also get the feeling of stuff around your head as well. Headset feedback is a new sensory feature that amplifies sensations of an in-game actions from the player. Ooh. It's created by a single built-in motor with vibrations added an intelligent tactile element, bringing players closer to the gameplay experience. That will help loads. Being able to, like, say if you're in a car and the car's moving around, your controller feels it and you feel it in your hands and you get to feel that, but if the headset's doing things as well, that'll really suck you in a lot more. I like it. Ooh, I like it. For example, as players can feel a character's elevated pulse during tense moments. I like it. The rush of objects passing close to a character's head. Oh, so like you get oh, so you might feel a little rumble going back and forth. So it's more 3D. Thrust of a vehicle. Car speeds away. Yep, okay. Additionally, PS5's Tempest 3D tech. Ooh, that's new fancy sounding. Makes sounds in the player's surroundings come alive. I didn't know. This new level of immersion. Eye tracking. With eye tracking, PSVR 2 detects the motion of your eyes, so a simple look to a specific direction can create an additional input for the game's character. So I wonder if it'll track and realise what we're looking at in-game and focus on that, so you get the bokeh effect of things in the background rather than everything being sort of controlled by the distance of the camera that you get now, where the background gets blurred out because it's further away. I wonder if they'll focus or know in a specific area where your eyes are looking. So if your eyes are looking on something, like I'm looking at my camera now, the background's blurred out. Will it know that and try to like smartly interpret that? This allows players to interact more intuitively in new and lifelike ways, allowing for a heightened emotion response and enhanced expression that provide a new level of realism. I like it. Yep. So advances, haptic feedback triggers from the controllers. So they'll probably take what they've learned and developed from the actual PS5 controllers, which I really like. I really like the controls with that, where the feedback in the trigger buttons, especially at the back, on some games like they'll tighten, so it's harder to pull, and it's not all the same feature, so different tactile things can feel different. I like it. I like it. So we've got this experience to look at. The one thing that don't specify in this, or not that I've read anywhere, is a release date nor price. I'm expecting probably next year. We'll get some more like demos and things for like E3 and the Games Awards towards the back end of this year, but for the fact they've put it out there, I like. God knows how much it's going to cost. God knows. I'm thinking a bundle, the PS5 and the VR headset 2 will probably be close to £1,000. I'm thinking it was something like that, because I think the original one was something like £300, something around there, which at the time was around the same price as the Pro. So I'm thinking maybe £1,000 for both and a game. Or maybe if they want to sell it for like $8.99, I don't know, but I'm thinking maybe around £1,000 by the time it comes to it. So we'll have a look at this teaser trailer for Horizon Call of the Mountain and see what they show us VR-wise, what we might expect.
Hi everyone, I'm Jan-Bart van Beek.
Wow, he looks so real.
Studio directors at Guerrilla. Everyone at our studio is working to put the last finishing touches on Horizon Forbidden West as we get ready for launch. We're all very excited.
I'm not sold on that game either. I played the first one for about 4 hours.
It's only a few more weeks.
It had everything I wanted, but it didn't suck me in.
It's great to know that this is not
I'm hoping they fixed Aloy's face as well, because this new Aloy in this new game looks awful.
Been working on a brand new game set in the world of Horizon, which we are very proud to announce.
Set in the world, okay. So it's probably not Aloy's adventure.
That we're creating a unique new Horizon experience.
Get to it.
One that has been built from the ground up.
I'm skipping. I want to see the game, not a man talk. I don't know this studio. Fire Sprite.
There. What's that tonic doing? It's heading towards Dawn's grasp. It's headed towards us.
It's definitely more high fidelity than the last one. Oh, I bet that'll look. This is when I want like a proper Jurassic Park game in VR. So let's just take a look at this. So he looks fine, you know. This, you know, the fidelity's there. I'm not sure if the textures and everything are like properly 4K. Like I'm gonna say that I don't think the VR games will be as next gen as the current games are looking. I feel like these will be more for the VR2, the top capabilities of a PS4, something like that. So maybe don't expect full on like 4K and upwards textures and the amount of polygons on display. I think we won't be getting that. But the lighting and things, like you can see here, I think the lighting we can because it says it's HDR. I think we can expect something quite realistic that'll feel immersive and real in that. But you can see here, like, I know this is in development, but you can see here, like, this doesn't look next gen. This looks like what you would see in a PS4. So it wouldn't surprise me if this is all based on the first game's engine rather than the new. I don't know, the final game might upscale and be completely different. This is just a little demo. We've been able to see this in 3D, the scale of this. That's some of the things that impressed me most in some of the 3D games experiences, was just the realism of feeling like you're stepping over the edge and looking down, or just vastness, and you get that little feeling in your stomach or in your heart, that little skip, like, oh something's there, even though you know you're sat on a couch or stood up in a room. When you get immersed fully, your brain really thinks you're there. So being able to see something as tall as this would be cool, and especially at the end when it sort of goes over the top of you. I'm hoping this is not sort of an in-game cutscene where you can't really move your head around. I'm hoping you get full control, and this is just a camera thing for the tech demo. But it's interesting. It's all interesting. I think that's a good kicking off point, because it does show you kind of that the detail and everything's leveled up a lot. I don't think it's going to be as close to what PS5 has. Maybe by the end of the cycle, if they do carry on development more for this. So I think a lot of companies did see some development for the original PSVR, but never took it on board to develop further. So it sort of got so far, and then everything sort of stayed at that level. Nothing pushed it further. But for the fact Sony have gone ahead and said that they're doing another one is great, because I do believe VR, I don't think it's the future of gaming, but I think it's definitely hand in hand and should go along and move and develop further with it, whether we get another generation of consoles after this or if everything then goes online. But I do see VR as a real immersive future of that within gaming. I think there'll always be people that want to play on the display, but I think having that capability to choose eventually to put a headset on instead of a display to do things, I think could be there. But I'm excited for it. So the more news and things we get on this, I'm excited for. But let me know your thoughts below. Did you have a PSVR, the original? Did you enjoy it? Did you not? What were the limitations you found? With the announcement of a new one, does that excite you for the future of 3D gaming and immersion like that? Or are you not fully sold on it? Let me know below. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, do all that algorithm stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.